is the bright Irish prospect, Callum Walsh. And you got a big one coming, Callum. It goes down Friday, September 20th. How about 3 Arena in Dublin, back in your homeland, back where it all started? Przemyslaw Runowski is the opponent in front of you, UFC Fight Pass. Callum, thanks for joining me. How pumped up are you? I'm pretty pumped up to be there calling the action in Dublin, knowing the thirst of those fight fans. But for you in a homecoming, how you feeling about this?
Yeah, I'm getting excited now because it's happening. I'm flying back there tomorrow, so it's feeling real now. It's all coming together. All along, it was like I was training here, and now I'm going back there tomorrow. So it's happening. It's real, and I'm excited now.
You've had such a fun start to your pro career, pushed pretty fast in terms of how quickly you've taken on quality opponents, how quickly you've advanced into 10 rounds and really pushing yourself. Is this the speed you always thought it would go when you turn pro? Is it right on line, or are you even surprising yourself at how quickly you're making a name?
Yeah, well, I've already had 140 amateur fights. I've won a European gold medal. I was trying to qualify for Olympics when I was 18 years old. I've always been on the fast track. And I have a lot of experience. So there's no point of me fighting bums. Realistically, there is not. They tried it a couple of times, and I knocked these in 30 seconds. There's no point putting someone in front of me that is not worthy of being there, because it's just going to be a bad night for everybody. It's going to be a 20-second knockout for me. It's going to be a bad night for him. He's going to get knocked out in 20 seconds. The fans are only going to get 20 seconds worth of a fight. So I need real competition. I need real fights. I need to see how good I am. I need to test myself, and I need to give the fans what they want. They want action. They want good fights. They want to see good fights. They're paying good money to come to the show. And they're wasting time of their own lives. So we're going to give them what they want, and give them a night that is worth the money and worth their time.
I laugh because it's so refreshing to hear a young fighter say all those bullet points that you did. That's like catnip to boxing fans of like, they want young guys to test themselves. They want to think big. Why do you think others aren't exactly wired that way?
Because, everyone wants to be this Floyd Mayweather 50-0 shit, and it's like, it's pointless. Nobody wants to see a 30-0 fighter who's fighting nobody, and who's having easy fights. I'd rather be a fighter with a record with a couple of losses, but people show up because they know they're going to get a fight. People come and see me fight because it's going to be a good night. It's going to be, you're going to get a fight. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try and get the finish, and it's going to be exciting. And that's the main thing for me in my career. I want people to follow me and to see my fights, not because they think I'm 50-0 Floyd Mayweather that's going to go in and run around the ring, but that I'm going to show up and I'm going to try my hardest, and I'm going to give you a night that's worth it, that's worth your money, and you're going to get a good night of fights.
This being billed as your debut pro fight on Irish soil, why has that taken so long? I mean, I know it's not easy to just cook up a fight like this, but why is it taking so long, and why is now the perfect time?
Yeah, I've had such a good team since the very beginning of my career, with Dana, with Freddie, with Tom Loeffler, with everybody involved. It's such a big team. We had to build me, to fit into the team, and to go back to Ireland with Dana White, you're not going to do something small, you're not going to put on. So it took 11 fights to build my name, to build a career, and now we're going back and putting on a massive show, to show these people that, this is the next boxing. This is the new generation of boxing. We're coming in with Freddy Roach. We're bringing Tom Loeffler, Dana White. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a massive show, and that's why it took so long, because I had to build into a name to be able to go and do that.
Well, I got to give Tom Loeffler.
The cops just driving past me while I'm doing the
interview. Hey, if you get pulled over, keep the camera on. It's great content. Okay. All right. There you go. Callum, obviously, I've got so much respect for your promoter, Tom Loeffler. Done great work through the years. The Klitschko's with Triple G. And then when you've got a visionary and a passionate fellow like Dana White supporting you, you can go really far. You've already had big close-ups, Madison Square Garden. You fought in LA in the main event. What do you think is going to make this one in Dublin different?
Yeah, we're going to be in Ireland. There's going to be a lot of Irish people there. There's going to be a lot of alcohol in the building, and what's better than 9,000 Irish fans and a lot of alcohol? It's gonna be the best, and fighting. It's the perfect mixture: fighting, alcohol, and Irish people. It's gonna be the best night of my life probably to this day. So I can't wait. It's going to be very exciting for everyone involved. Everyone on the card, all the fans that show up, and I think it'll be a good night for Dana White too.
Dana's done a lot of interviews talking about how much he believes in you as a young fighter, basically saying that, look, he's not your manager, your agent, your promoter. He's a supporter. How do you put into words the impact he has had onto your career up to this point?
It's crazy, having Dana White support your career, especially as a boxer, is unheard of, and I'm very grateful that he's doing it for me. I know Dana could just tell me. That's the thing, Dana is a supporter. He has no contract with me. He has no reason to even do this, So every day that he's still doing it, I'm very grateful, because I understand that he has so much on display. He could just say, he could just tell me fuck off in the morning. You know what I mean? He has no reason to do this, and. Yeah, I'm very grateful that he is doing it, and to have Dana White supporting my career as a boxer is insane, and I still can't believe it even to this day. Dana White's someone that I used to watch on the TV every weekend, with my friends, and it's crazy every day. That I wake up and I'm still here and I'm working with Dana White. It's like a dream. I say this in every interview. It is like a dream. It's crazy. I could never have imagined of this being my life, and the fact that it is, it's crazy.
How do you think you got on his radar? How did that start?
Yeah, so it happened with I signed a contract with Tom, and then Tom was working with the UFC for the UFC Fight Pass deal. And obviously, because Tom just signed a young Irish fighter, he obviously knows Dana's history with Irish fighters, so he brought me down there to meet with Dana, and we just talked for a bit. I showed him some of my fights or whatever, and he came to see me fight a couple of times then, and that's when he came on board with the Howler Head Whiskey sponsorship.
There you go.
And yeah, and after that, then he wanted to support my career.
You grew up in Cork, Ireland, which is a 2-hour drive from Dublin. So how this 8,000 seat arena, how many of the locals are you expecting? Are you feeling the passion and the fire already from back in the hometown in terms of the support that you expect to be there Friday, September 20th?
Yeah, I think I'll feel it a lot more once I get back there. I know Saturday I'm gonna be in Dublin, but Sunday the plan is to go down to Cork, and do some stuff down there and get the fans fired up, and get them to make that trip to Dublin. It's being from Cork and not fighting there. It's a bit of it's not the best thing for the Cork fans, but they have to understand, it's Dublin is the perfect place to do it right now with this arena. So I'm going to get down to Cork on Sunday, and hopefully a lot of them will come up to Dublin the week after.
I got to tell you, as an American boxing fan, we get very jealous when we see Anthony Joshua in a 90,000 seat stadium with fans going nuts, or when we see fights in Ireland and we know the temperature of the fight fan and how passionate they are. Is it okay if I lump the Irish and the English fans together as great boxing fans, or do you look at one as being one up to the other?
No, I don't care. I just a boxing fan's a boxing fan. I don't care where you're from. As long as you're coming to see me fight, that's the main thing. As long as you're supporting me, I don't care.
How much has the success of some of your combat sports Irish predecessors, obviously names like Conor McGregor, Katie Taylor, how much of those two in particularly sort of set a model that maybe in some ways you're trying to follow?
Yeah, McGregor has made a name for the Irish people all over the world, the fighting Irish all over the world. And he's, trying to follow in someone's footsteps like that, it's going to be hard, but I feel like I'm definitely on the right track to doing big things, to doing what they have done, like these other people. And I feel like I am next in line, especially with the team I have, and the fact that I'm already fighting as the main event in Dublin. I'm definitely going in the right direction, and I'm definitely next in line, I think, to do these big things.
Well, you've got an opponent in front of you in Runowski, who's no slouch. He's got twice the professional experience out of Poland, has been in the ring with some very elite competition. So, you know, there's a battle tested element. What type of fight are you expecting against him?
Yeah, I know I'm expecting him to try hard. I'm expecting him. There's a belt on the line, you know. I'm expecting that he wants to bring that back to Poland. But I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try and get the finish. You know, he's never been finished. He's fought some names in my division that couldn't finish him. So I feel like if I can go in there and get him out of there nice and easy, it'll be a big statement for me, and it'll be a real eye opener for everyone. You know, that they'll know I'm the real deal then.
Well, you've escalated so quickly, like I mentioned, playing and fighting in front of huge crowds in New York, LA, Boston, now Dublin. So you're ranked in the top 10 in two of the four sanctioning bodies at the moment. If you add a win over Runowski on the platform like this, where do you go next? How quickly do you want to advance into, let's say, true legitimate title contention there on the highest level?
Yeah, you know, I've never turned down a fight. I've never turned down an opponent. So it's just a matter of what Tom and the team sees from me, you know. But if there's a title shot there, they know I'll take it. They know I'll fight anybody, you know. It does the rankings don't matter to me. Just put a man in front of me and I'll show up and fight, you know. And so it's a team. They'll make all those decisions. You know, they'll see where I'm ranked and see what's next. But for me, it's just fighting's my job, and just tell me when and where.
You know, when fighters link up with the Hall of Famer, Freddy Roach, it always feels like he can take what you do offensively and make you even more dangerous. Has that been the same correlation for you working with Freddy Roach?
Definitely, you know, I've had a big amateur background. You know, I've had a lot of amateur experience. I know coming to Freddie and learning from someone like him. You know, I couldn't learn anyone better than Freddy Roach. You know, so learning the pro style from him, I feel like, yeah, he's made me a lot more dangerous. You know, made me a better fighter all around. You know, being able to combine my amateur experience now with his pro style, I think it's the perfect mixture.
You've relocated and set up shop in Southern California. Hey, it's still my dream to make it on the West Coast and live one day. What do you love about that lifestyle out there?
Yeah, I know the weather's a lot nicer than Ireland, isn't it? First of all, it's a lot nicer weather out here. You know, I'm even getting a bit of a tan now these days. But
hey, not easy
yeah,
for an Irish kid like yourself.
not easy. Yeah, it took me 3 years, but yeah, no, I like it. You know, it's a very nice life out here. No, I'm doing well now, and yeah, it's good. That's the main thing though, is the weather. You know, waking up every day and it's sunny outside. There's not much better than that.
Grab a horchata, maybe an empanada. You know, you're living your best life out there. There's no question about it. I can feel that. Is there any part of this game, because you seem so stoic, you seem like you belong, like you were meant to be here. Is there any part of this game that still scares you, but maybe in a good way, that it drives you? I mean, does the walk to the ring give you the butterflies? You always look so calm and cool and ready to be there.
Yeah, no, I've had about 150 fights. You know, it's like I basically have a fight 3 days a week at the Wildcat. You know, the span that I do over there, I'm basically fighting 3 times a week. You know, so I'm used to it. You know, I don't have any fear of a fight. You know, I don't have any fear of getting hit. I truly don't believe that this Runowski can do anything to me. You know, so I feel like that's where the confidence comes from. You know, I train to win. You know, I train to go in and dominate every time. And I don't think that's why I don't get nervous. You know, because I train so hard that I know once I get in there fight night, there is nothing that he can do to me.
Is there any part of your game that you have been really actively working on ahead of this fight?
Not really, you know. I always work on the same kind of things. You know, I always try to improve in places, but I feel like a big thing in this fight is going to be the body work. You know, I want to really hurt him to the body and slow him down.
Going to be a great night. Friday, September 20th, UFC Fight Pass. I'm happy to share the announce team and the announce duties with Raul Marquez, the great former champion, and Corey Erdman there. It's going to be a great night. It's Callum Walsh stepping up in competition once again. Przemyslaw Runowski in front of you. Callum, thank you for the time. It's always great to continue to get to know you. It feels like you're going to be around for a while. I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.